Alright, I'm making another update. The first update I made was made roughly 3 weeks after the first one, or the first video I made rather. And now I realized that it was 3 weeks ago since I made that update video of the first video. So thus far, there's been an equal gap, I guess, in the length between the videos. It's not relevant at all, I just found it interesting, I guess. Okay, so I have basically no memory at all from what I mentioned in the previous video. However, as you can probably see, I've added way more terrain, or foliage, I guess. Oh no, actually, I'm glancing over in the video my other monitor, and this side is pretty similar. The only difference is just some foliage. Here you can see I removed the field with a bunch of bellfruit and mango trees because I thought it looked made way too little sense. It just didn't look good either to just have randomly 2 specific species of trees in a flat field and then surrounded by miscellaneous other plant types and whatnot. I just didn't like it. And also, since I think a lot about the details, I realized, these trees have way too much yield to be able to for one person to be able to use, I guess. Like, I don't know what would happen if you had too many plants that you didn't pick. I guess they would just fall on the ground and like rot or something. I don't know. But yeah, I realized that literally just having 2 of the same type is already like quite a lot. But that's what I decided to do. So I just dispersed them. So here's the first bellfruit. Here's the first bellfruit tree, and here's the second one. As per usual, I have notes everywhere. I've added this note now, which is kind of obtrusive. Is that the word? In the way, I guess. Here I have bamboo cluster patch. That's what I named it. Bamboo patches. Whilst before I just had like individual rods everywhere. I think. I don't know if I had that in my previous recording. Yeah, no, I did. But yeah, here you can obviously see that I added way more foliage. I added these tree stumps, as I thought like, there has to be trees that have been cut down for Cotton to have built his house. Whoops. Here. And then I thought also of being able to utilize these stumps as basis for some light fixtures. These are just temporary, as every other model in this world or scene thus far. However, I think I may have talked about this. I don't know, but there will be a like space or universe that Cotton is able to go to, which has like material that glows infinitely without having to like have any input energy. So I thought of making these be the lamps, where he just like prop them up with some kind of ductile metal wiring or something. Yeah, I thought that could be a cool idea for a light fixture. Let's see. I have these markers. I don't know if I ever explained or had those in the previous recording, but they are just whoa, what the hell is happening with the mesh here? Whatever. I have, or like these markers, they are just indicating where you have to stand to be intersecting with a specific universe. So this one specifically is the universe where Cotton came from. So if he stands here and does his wacky 4D shenanigans, he can go back to his original universe. Here's a marker for the universe that has material that can absorb infinite amounts of energy, aka making the surrounding cold. Here's the one which contains the rocks or materials material that emits like light. And then this is also a big marker. I'm talking about this one later. here is the one that emits infinite amounts of energy, which he can use for like his forge or his stove at home or something. Honestly, I don't, other than the path and the like slight terrain change here, I don't think I've changed that much with a blender scene, like 3D modeling scene. I've added a staircase here, I guess, since it was so steep. I guess I could talk about, yeah, I'll talk about this now. A while ago, it might have literally been just literally yesterday. I don't know how long I've had these thoughts for. Actually, no, wait, I gotta look at the message you saw appear here before I continue explaining stuff. Alright, I don't remember where I left off exactly, but right, a while ago, which could be yesterday because I don't remember how long it was since I actually came up with this idea, I thought how there should be, or like I thought it would be interesting if there was a universe that Cotton could go to which had a society that wasn't Earth. So which he could like use to, oh my god, okay, which wow, I completely lost my train of thought. I thought it would be cool if there was another civilization that Cotton could go to, which he could utilize for like buying different materials and stuff like that. And due to it being something other than Earth, I thought that it could also be a possibility to have more not abstract. Damn, I forgot the word for it. Gotta pause again. Yes, I felt like I thought for like 5 hours and I finally figured out the word I was thinking of. I was thinking of the word exotic. So since I've been thinking for so long, I don't remember exactly what I last said in the recording, but like due to the society being completely different, since it's like from a completely different universe, I thought that they could be selling some more exotic materials compared to Earth. Like for example, this is like a very mild example, but I mean I don't want it to be like super whack technologies and stuff, but one example could be this like universe could be an explanation as to why Cotton uses purple drafting paper when making like what is it called, technical drawings of like products or 3D models or whatever. I mean, to be honest, I haven't decided if it is going to be purple, but what I've oh right, my brain just exploded. Right, it's in downloads. And where is downloads? Can my brain work? There we go, thank you. Here, I made, this is just like a simple CAD drawing I made as a test, where I colored the drawing or blueprint, I guess it would be called. I don't know what the difference of like a technical CAD drawing and a blueprint is, but I thought that it could be interesting to have it be purple, which where I got the idea from when I was playing the game Resonite, and I accidentally colored a blueprint purple, and then I thought like, oh wow, that actually looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's definitely not perfect right now. I made this quite a while ago. Some things I'm thinking of right now is that I would probably like the lines to be either black or white and not colored, and just have the background be colored. And then I'm not that happy with this shade of purple either, like both the saturation and the brightness of it. Well, I mean, I guess the hue too. It's not like that is completely locked in, so that would literally mean that whatever, I am rambling. Yeah, but something similar to this is what I've imagined his technical drawings to look like, and this would be like an explanation as to why he uses purple drafting paper, which, yeah, the explanation could be that he got it from this universe and bought it there. The ideas I have for the universe thus far is not super concrete, since I just like thought of them randomly, but I imagined that this world, since I am a very big fan of abstract or surreal, I don't know if I can say terrain generation per se. It's not like this is some sort of algorithm. I am making the terrain by hand, but I don't know what else to call it. I guess just the terrain itself. Yeah, I really like abstract or surreal terrain. So my idea that I've got thus far is to make this planet a planet that is completely covered with ocean. However, the caveat, I don't know how to pronounce that. You know what I mean. That word of the terrain is that the ocean is only about 1 meter deep around the whole planet. So there's like barely any underwater on the planet, but there's not any dry land either. So my idea was that the civilization built, like, I don't know if support pillars are the right word, but they made just like supports from the ground, like bottom of the ocean, I guess. Although I'm not used to saying bottom of the ocean when I'm only talking about 1 meter deep water. But yeah, they build support from the bottom of the ocean to above the water surface, where they will build all their structures and stuff. So all their houses and whatnot will be above water. However, the water will still be a big part of their lives, as they are not able to like go to any natural dry land or anything like that. So then it would make sense if the species is what do you call it? If they are able to move well in the water, I guess. Like for example, an otter or shark, I guess. Well, not really a shark. It's not like sharks are very good at being on land per se, but whatever. So my idea was just the species there is able to walk on land and be in water and move efficiently in both mediums. So my idea, or before that, another thing I was thinking of the society was to make them be very centered around trading, or I don't know if trading is the right word, but like selling stuff. Meaning that at least the intersection that this marker is indicating, or where you appear if you go through this intersection, is a like very big market in that civilization. So when Cotton has to go, I don't know, buying materials and stuff, he can either go to like origin space where he came from, or he can go to this civilization. I don't know what word to use. He can go to this civilization and buy stuff from there, and there will be a difference between what kind of things he can buy, because they have different materials and stuff to make the resources from, and they are just different in general. Right, I forgot to mention that part. Since I'm thinking of them being so centered around water whilst still being above land for the most of the time, I was thinking of making them. I don't know if I can make this in a very good way. Yes, I'm just drawing. So this is just going to be a like section view of their market, I guess. Or like side view rather. I was thinking of making it potentially something like this. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm so good at drawing. Like here are the markets, like the shops and whatnot. Yeah, just a typical 3-year-old house. That'll do. There we go. So this is just like a very long, I don't know if you can call it corridor, but yeah, sure. A very long corridor of just a bunch of markets to the side with pathways to, commute on. And then there's also like an opening in the ground, which leads to that's a bit low, but which leads to the like water layer, I guess, of the planet. And so my idea was that the species that lives here moves better in the water compared to land. So if they want to like take the expressway, I guess, they would just like hop into the water and swim at like Mach 5 or some shit. And then go up to the shops, or like go up if they wanted to go to the shops. If they just didn't want to be in the water, or if they potentially bought something that isn't waterproof. And since cotton is an otter, that is kind of advantageous. I didn't really think about that when I first made these ideas, but later I realized that is an otter, and he would also be able to utilize the water here. I was also thinking typical, like, I don't know if abstract is the right word in this scenario. It's more just like weird logic. But I was thinking of the trees in this place just growing directly in the water. Like, here's the ocean bed. They would just be not in the alleyway, of course, but I'm just too lazy to erase all of these things. There would just be like a normal ass tree growing here. I'm pretty sure that mangrove trees grow in like the water, like deep water directly, or just water directly, and not in some soil. Well, there is soil at the bottom, obviously, but there is a substantial amount of water that they grow in. My thought was that these trees just grow in the water too. However, they're just like normal ass looking trees, not like mangrove trees with all the branches. It's just like a typical tree, or a typical tree shape rather. My idea was that like these trees are, well, I don't know how to explain exactly, or not explain it, but my idea was that the trees are in some way like resistant to water corrosion, or, well, I don't know what type of corrosion happens underwater to be fair, but like usually when you have like a wooden deck by the sea, the wood on the that is underneath the water surface gets like all yucky and shit. I was thinking of this tree type being somehow like completely resistant to that, or at least way more resistant to that, which would be an explanation as to how they could have these like support structures, or I don't know if it's called support, but yeah, sure, I'm just gonna call it that. Support structures underwater to lift the surface, the like walking surface above water. Damn, the structure of that sentence imploded. I was thinking of making these supports be made out of this tree to make it so that they didn't corrode. There we go. There was more stuff. Right, and since these trees were like a big part of their like all the materials they have and stuff, they would also have, just in general, way more water resistant stuff, or just because there's a need for that, so, and they would engineer stuff that is more commonly water resistant. At first I was thinking like, oh, they would have to come up with some sort of like bill, like money bill to that is resistant to water, but then I remembered, oh wait, coins exist. They are pretty resistant to water by default due to being made out of metal and not like a sheet of, but it's not really paper, it's some weird, I don't know, I'm not good with the specifics of how bills are produced, surprisingly. Damn, I'm probably not as sidetracked as the other videos I've made, but I am still very unsure of what the hell I am, what it is I want to say. There are actually some stuff I can't smoothly transition into these things because I feel like there are some things that I still want to mention here that I don't remember as of right now. But one thing I thought about this society having was a different language, because of course it wouldn't make too much sense if they talked English, because how would they have access to the exact same language that we have here on Earth? But I couldn't like choose Spanish or some shit either, because that kind of has the same problem. And I am definitely not able to like make my own constructed language, both because just I'm honestly not that interested in language, and just it takes way too long time. It's just way too much detail for such a small part of the character's lore. So what I thought was that I could use Tokipona, which is a constructed language, which I haven't made, but someone else has made. It was actually, I'm scared of saying because I'm not entirely sure. I'm very unsure of. Tokipona creator. Fuck. S something. There. Bam, you're gonna see my OBS too. Oh my god, I lost it. There, Sonja Lang. Do I have any bullshit in my tabs that you can see here? It's probably not that bad. Yeah, so I was thinking of making them speak Tokipona, which, you know, obviously that is a language that exists here. But my thinking was that, well, first of all, I don't need it to be like super, like it doesn't have to be a language that doesn't exist per se. It's just that I find it more logical, I guess, in some way, for it to be a constructed language that no like country speaks that is being used here. Because I thought it would be cool, or oh, there it goes. I'm just gonna delete this. Yeah, no, I am not able to talk very well without a script. So I was imagining if in case I sometime in the future made an animation that went into this space or society, then I thought it would be cool if you like heard some inhabitants there speak in their language in the background. Or more specifically, I thought it would be cool if they talked in their language, but that it wasn't utter gibberish. It actually meant something. So if you understood the language, you could actually understand what they said, where they like say something that is like an actual working sentence in some language. And Tokipona is a very simple language. It only has around 120 words, I think it was. At least like the original words. There are a ton of new words that have been added that some people use and some people don't. They aren't like part of the original set, so they aren't as popular. But yeah, I thought it would be really cool if they spoke that language. Yeah. There was right. Yeah, that's not the best explanation ever, but I can't do much better as of right now. My brain is just fried. I have probably in my last videos, at least the most recent one, talked about utilizing dreams, or more specifically lucid dreams, for like the lore of Cotton. Oops. And as of right now, I've gotten better at, or more consistent, and I guess better at getting and controlling my lucid dreams. I'm definitely not that good right now, but I am at least better than before, and I am hopefully gonna get better later on, although I guess that depends on how much time I'm willing to put on it, as right now I actually stopped focusing as much on it as I did before. But once I get good enough, I'm most likely going to be able to like tell the dream or whatever to teleport me to the location of this society, and that would be fucking great, because then my brain, my like subconscious or unconscious, I don't know, brain would just come up with some like super cool wacky shit of how the like marketplace, since that is like a core component of the society, how the marketplace would look, because right now it's way harder to come up with something consciously, and my brain is incredibly good at coming up with abstract, surreal fucking bullshit in dreams, and I love it. It's great. So yeah, if I am able to utilize dreams for that would be really cool. As I've probably said before, I also think it's really cool to be able to copy something, for the most part, one-to-one from a dream into reality, where I consider reality being something that other people are able to like experience, I guess. Or more sort of like if I dream about it, then I am the only one who knows about it. But if I put that dream into some sort of medium, like right now. Well, this isn't really a dream, but when I do it here, then you'll be able to see it visually and potentially auditorially, depending on if I make an animation or not. And that would be a way for other people to experience my dreams in some sense of the word, which I think is a really cool concept. Like the more accurate the dream is to, or like the recreation of the dream is to the actual dream you had, the cooler I think it is, I guess. Yeah. Right. Oh, right, I haven't even mentioned this yet. Did I delete this face or did I just hide it? Alt-H. Okay, I did hide it. I don't know if I hid anything else in the scene though, because Alt-H unhides everything. And there might be some shit that I want to keep hidden. Why is everything as just one single collection? That is dumb. Well. Oh my god, look at this. Yeah, that's a decent amount of stuff. Okay, it's not at the bottom. Right, I mean, I guess I could. There. Right, it's only called plain. Bye-bye. Now I gotta... Oh, hey! 5 billion IQ. So, as of right now, I'm going to hide it anyway. But now I can control Z it, at least. I say Z and not Z, because I have a tendency to pronounce it S and not Z. So otherwise I just say Z. Or C is what I meant. And, you know, that's the third letter of the alphabet, so that doesn't really work. Anyway, so right now I've just blocked out everything very haphazardly. It's just like a very low poly mesh here. And then there's like shitty looking cliffs. But now I've for the most part made all the terrain. Of course the edges aren't here, but they aren't that detailed, so I don't think I need to block them out. And I am now thinking of like refining the terrain more. So my idea was to subdivide this plane and sculpt it into so that it's similar to the terrain here. Then also of course extend it and then put trees around the perimeter. This line, maybe I should have mentioned this before, but this line is just placed here to roughly indicate where the details should stop in the scene. So this is where I put like a bunch of trees in the background to hide the like edge of the world and stuff. Or basically it's like where the content ends of the map or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to subdivide this and sculpt it to be similar to the terrain here. Of course, going to refine some stuff, like these mountains are just randomly placed and they look pretty wacky. And yeah, so then everything is just going to be based on a height map, which probably won't be very good, because I want one thing I am very unsure of how to do as of right now is the edges of the cliffs, because I would probably want it to like over the dirt and grass to overhang the cliff a bit. But I don't know how that's going to work exactly, and it's definitely not going to work if I just use a height map. So what I'm thinking of doing is just sculpting this as a height map onto the terrain I have right now, and then probably sculpting it in like 3D, I guess, to like carve out overhangs and stuff, and then just carve out areas where rocks will be so I can place rocks there. Although I am not sure how I will do everything as of right now. But this is what the project looks like thus far. I feel like I've mentioned most of the things that most of the new things I've done on the map right now, or with the project right now, rather. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm probably going to stop the recording now. Although, as per usual, I am anxious that there is something I have forgotten. Yeah, I'm just gonna pause for a bit to think about it a bit more. Yeah, no, I can't think of anything more that I want to mention. Although, I asked the Toki Pona subreddit if they thought it would be okay for me to add toki pona into my lore, considering that it like I didn't make the language, so it feels a bit weird for me to add something into my fiction that I otherwise have made completely myself, but then take someone else's system that I had no part in making and using that. And I understand that toki pona is like a, what did they call it? Right, Sonia Lang, she said that toki pona isn't, I don't remember the quote like with much detail at all, but something about how the language isn't hers, but it is the people's, which is why there are some or like a lot of words expanded upon the original roughly 120 words, since the community has found some words that they find useful that they wanted to add. And I get that it is a language for the people, or owned by the people, or whatever it was, which like implies that I am able to use it in my story, although I still felt a bit weird about it, so I wanted to make sure that it is actually okay by at least the people who responded to my post. There's so many notifications. No, right. The funny Linux jank. Whenever I get that notification, when it disappears, the window that gets focused on is the one that hovers, that my mouse is hovering over after the notification disappears. I got sidetracked again. Right, and there was one person who was curious about this project. So if you're watching this right now, that would be really cool. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Yeah, that's probably it. Now I feel pretty comfortable turning off the recording. Yeah, bye.